Don't touch me, Dave. Do you feel the need?
The need for speed.
I'm John P. Fasten your seatbelts. Geek Beat takes off now. Today's episode of Geek Beat is brought to you by Lumosity. Well, guys, you have PayPal gazillionaire Elon Musk to thank for this episode. His talk about a 700-mile-per-hour Hyperloop ride from LA to San Francisco in less than a half hour set us off in search of the fastest, futuristic forms of transportation we could find. Say that 3 times fast. First, there's the Hyperloop itself, which Musk describes as a cross between a Concorde, a railgun, and an air hockey table. Basically an e-ticket maglev ride in a tube. This idea has been around since at least 1972 when the Rand Corporation proposed a national network of high-speed trains in a tube. Kind of like the internet, Dave. But Musk and other futurists say the tech know-how is now far enough along to make it actually happen. Far more likely to happen, a new land speed record, which could be set this summer when the titanium-tipped 135,000 horsepower Bloodhound supersonic car revs up and sends its carbon fiber body hurtling towards a 1,000 mile an hour mark. I've got to get behind that steering wheel. If the Bloodhound breaks the sound barrier, the hope is that the titanium tip, not the Titanic tip, will absorb the bulk of the shockwave because there's concern among its UK designers that an all-carbon fiber body might just disintegrate. Tell you what, Nigel, you go first. Speaking of going fast,
I want to go fast.
You're only as fast as your weakest neurons. So you might as well add some horsepower to that medulla oblongata you've been carrying around. The people behind Lumosity have taken neuroscience-based training and converted it into fun little games you can play to train your brain and give you improved memory and strengthen your ability to focus. It takes about 60 seconds to set up a free account and start a customized training plan based on what you want to actually accomplish. Head on over to lumosity.com/geekbeat and give it a try. A couple sessions a week will get your brainial gears revving like the Bloodhound. Check it out, lumosity.com/geekbeat. The UK has even bigger and faster plans up in the air, having earmarked $90 billion for a supersonic plane called Skylon. A Sabre engine-powered space plane designed for high altitude and high speed, 2.5 times faster than the Concorde. That's Mach 5, people. The technology behind the engine's already been proven in tests, and while a 300-passenger jet that flies from London to Sydney in 3 hours sounds like a sweet ride, it's expected to be a very expensive one based on the current cost of the technology. That means the Skylon may make more economic sense as a supersonic taxi to the International Space Station or a budget-wise way to launch small satellites, assuming it ever gets off the ground. Doesn't Skylon kind of sound like a Cylon?
Yeah, very Battlestar.
Enemy target destroyed.
But enough of this supersonic stuff. What about going really fast, as in Star Wars, hyperspace, Star Trek, warp speed faster than the speed of light fast?
Oh yeah? Watch this.
Watch what?
NASA rocket scientists and physicists at the Johnson Space Center in Houston are working on warping the trajectory of photons in a field of very advanced research where warp bubbles are an actual theory, not just a Star Trek plot line. This is the real science behind the science fantasy of warp drive, folks. The research is still in very early stages, so don't look for the first contact from Vulcans anytime soon. So there you have it. Fast times at Geek Beat High. Before I rocket out of here, I want to invite you guys to stay connected to the Geek Beat community through our G+ Geeks Forum. I'm John P. Until our next episode, beat me out of here, Dave. Satellites, assuming it ever gets off the ground. Doesn't Skylon kind of sound like a Cylon?
Yeah, very Battlestar.
I don't know. I hope they don't kill us all. But Callie would probably be happy with it because she loves robots. I don't think she cares if they're killing people.
No, she's weird.